But the good news is almost all of the really violent prisoners are either dead or like super wounded and not being cared for, or they're in solitary right now. And so like their needs are going way up and they're just ticking time bombs, but they are in solitary for quite a while. And that means that they're not going to kick off, at least not right this minute. So we have a chance to have things work really well. And because you guys have also turned on... I'm sorry, why are your sleep needs so extreme? Right, because you were sitting outside your cells injured during your sleep period. That's why. But you guys turned off all my programs and you told me to give them free time. So now they have a ton of free time to at least address what needs they have. And it's 57 degrees outside, so it's not overheating anymore. So at least we have a chance now. The game's conditions at least gave me a chance to be okay on this. We have an okay export still, sort of, even though they're not working anymore. I could give them a purpose and get them to work more, but I think I'd rather them just keep the free time at this point so they can address all their needs, as much needs as they can. And even then, I think I might actually keep all the free time in place. Like even after your command is over, which I think it almost is. I think we're almost at the time where I can turn programs back on now. But I can turn programs on. I know I can turn programs on now. I'm actually quite certain I can turn programs on. But the free time thing, though, I can't turn that on. So what I might do is turn on behavior therapy. Well, I can't turn that on because there's no work period. So I can turn on parole hearings, for sure. I can turn on taser certification, although I don't have a whole lot of money. I'm not in debt, though, so going negative is not that big of a deal. I can turn on death row appeals, close contact, visitor service, and maybe even group fitness. Does it do it during a work slot? Can be outside of work hours. Can be outside of work hours. Okay, let's do that. We can do that outside of work hours. Cool. So we'll do group fitness. That's nice. 6 to 7 a.m. they can do group fitness. That works really well. I like it. We'll do group fitness for a couple of days and see if that helps our health rating at all. Close contact needs to be in so we can get hopefully some money. I need parole hearings in. We'll get one class of taser certification done, but not during the same time as the group fitness. Let's get the taser certification done some other time. Maybe like here or something. Actually, we can certify them overnight. We can do this at like 4 a.m. or something instead. And then visitor service will be here. Okay, cool. So we can have programs, we just can't have work hours yet. That's the thing. Okay, well, there's no phone taps there. So these phones are largely untapped, and that might be also another reason why we're getting a ton of contraband. Because having phones untapped is a real big problem. I would like to set up several more checkpoints with several more like metal detectors in little narrow areas that they walk through. So like have another one here, for example. Have another one, maybe like over here. You know, as like find high traffic areas that majority of the prisoners are passing through a lot, and then just get like a whole bunch of metal detectors scattered throughout the place. Still not enough guards to get these guys intake. Not that big of a deal, because as long as you're standing here... This guy's injured. Why are you injured? You guys can go. Why are you guys injured? That's super weird. We can get these guys to get out of here. It makes the prison just a little bit safer to not have them here. 6 hours left. Still okay. I activated parole hearings, which might be a bit of a risk, but I do have guards patrolling in parole. So they can respond to people kicking off because they didn't make parole. That's the hope anyway. Yeah, we don't have a shakedown command. There's no way for you to force shakedown. That's intentional. If I had a shakedown command, what that would essentially be is your ability to spend pieces to cause a riot. And I'm not gonna have that, no. Like, hey, cool, they're out eating and they're awake and they hate being shaken down. What a perfect opportunity to just have all the guards swarm the cells, which is irrelevant to where they need to be. They don't need to be in prisoner cells, but that makes them leave their post, and then they're also going to be shaking down prisoners while they're awake, and I don't want that. No. So it's by design. I've taken a lot of very careful thought in the commands that I'm allowing you guys to do. Most of that's like, why aren't you guys swinging back? It's really weird. Fire started in the kitchen. There's smoke. I'm sorry, where are the rest of the sprinklers? Why aren't these turning on? They are turning on, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm like, what the hell? Okay. So these need to be repaired, which I think will happen pretty easily. That one can be connected. Yeah. So it just needs to be this. We can have a little bit of redundancy in this by running this line down. No, we can't. It's on a different line. We can create redundancy here though. That would solve it. I probably need I need a lot more guards, to be honest. If I can afford more staff, anytime I can afford more staff, I need to hire them. I should have right now, look at my numbers, right? I basically have 1 guard for every 3 prisoners. More or less. And then a large percentage of my guards are stationed in places like the security rooms for door controls and phone taps and things like that, which means less of them can patrol out here, which is a problem. And then, if you look at this, 11 of this number are dog handlers, and 13 of these are snipers. So essentially, I only have 108 regular guards. 108 regular guards for a 336 capacity. It's not good. That's another reason why we're getting a significant amount of violence in the prison, is that. Okay, we're no longer at danger of losing the prison, so let's go ahead and do policy. We'll take the staff breakdown to 0, and that happens at exactly this. So at 12 o'clock, I can bring the staff morale back up. But until then, we're going to have morale decreasing because they haven't been getting breaks. But until then, that's what's going to happen. So thankfully, though, it happens right at midnight, which is kind of convenient. It's kind of not your intention, I know, because you did it at a different time of day. But it's a little bit convenient because this is the time of night where there are the fewest guards on duty as far as like patrolling wise. And so a good portion of them have just come off break anyway. So it's going to be a bit before it drops a lot. But right now it still says 24 guards are on break. But while we have all the guards in service, I think a shakedown is a great idea for now. While we have everyone in service, we can do this as fast as possible. We can get rid of these medics. They're no longer required on site. And another cool thing is, because we have all of them on duty, there's a decent chance that their work log, if I didn't just do a shakedown, that is, there was a good chance that their work log would get through these bodies and we can get them out. Because our health rating is really bad. And it's because there's a lot of injuries, and there's also a lot of people, like dead bodies laying around everywhere. My reform isn't very good anymore. My punishment's not good anymore because of the freedom time that they've been getting. My security's kind of shit right now. And I've had 162 people die in custody. So overall, the prison's not that great at all. We're working through a lot of problems. But these are puzzles that I like to solve. You there, who's doing nothing, why don't you come over here and tend to this patient? Can you help this guy? He's injured, sitting here. You're doing nothing. Thank you. So we have 8 guards that are idle. So I would hope that means that their pending work log would start getting worked on. And we could start getting some of these bodies out. That would be nice. See, morale's already down to 35% now. So it's going to be real bad. I could offset this a little bit by paying them more. I'll pay them a little bit more. So it might go down a little slower now, but it's not good. It's not good. I think I'll stop the shakedown now. Give them time to, because the prisoners are out and about now. I don't want them shaking down while they're out and about. Also, we're super in debt and making almost no money, so now we might get a problem where finances are an issue. We might get hit on finances now, so I have to turn exports back on. I need the regime to go back to normal. We'll do this so that they go to work, hopefully here. I think we'll turn the lockup back on here. On prisoners, we'll turn the lockup back on here. Yeah, for sure. Keep them in lockup here. But we'll give them free time directly after this, and then we can put them to work. So let's get them to return to their cells right after this, unless you have a job. And then you get your free time back. And then we'll have you return to your cells before mealtime. And then we have a free time slot right after mealtime for you to tend to anything you want there. And we'll turn this on too. Maybe this regime will hopefully give them some of the free time expectations that they need. And they won't kick off quite as much from that. Although I'm very certain that this kickoff that we just happened was a result of heat. Because everybody was overheated. The prison was 95 degrees. Nobody wants to be in a facility with 95 degrees. It's just what it is. We also have to, let's see, I'm missing something. We're back to the regime. I did this here. We probably should take a look at deployment now. So we have 4 o'clock is lockup. 5 and 6 are transitioning to work periods. 7 to 8 is the eat time, but 9 o'clock is free time. So this should be the white period. And then 10 o'clock is also now free time, so we'll turn this back to the white period. White period looks like this. It's an okay time. I don't think anybody's going to want to be in the workshop during free time, so we'll leave guards kind of loosely stationed there. We'll put a little bit more inside the canteen, the yards, because they might hang out there. We want common rooms to be watched over, so we'll do that. Because they like to go to common rooms during their free time. And I think that's an okay setup for free time stuff. Yeah, it should be okay. And then they go back to work. So work times like this. We can take off. Well, it's a work free time slot for the most part here. So we do still need guards on patrol in these areas, but not quite as many. What's most important is the workshop during this time, which we have a pretty good amount there. 5 to 6, actually, we need to make sure there's enough in the workshop as well, because this is possible. Then 6 to, what is it, down to 5 is still a work lockup, but we have a transitionary period for guards here, so they can move from one facility to the other. So they're getting themselves more staffed into areas that are appropriate for eat times and stuff, getting them situated more into the cell blocks and stuff, more stationed like that. Then we switch to eat time again, where we don't need anybody in this area. We can need people in the canteens, which is what we have. We also need people in the areas that transition to the canteens. So places like, I would say this cell block, and this yard here for sure, and into here. Good. This yard's probably not that required because it's kind of an accessory thing, so no. And then we go down to another free time slot. That would be 8 to 9, which is again set up for free time. And then 10 to 11 is sleep. So we'll do another transitionary period here, followed by sleep regime there. Okay, good. So you see how much time goes into regime stuff? And every time you do the free time thing, I have to manage all that stuff, right? Like I have to do that. It's like, ugh, it's freaking messed up. If I don't do it, then we risk violence. And a lot of times I don't do it because it's like, what a bunch of work for a temporary thing, you know? We have 18% morale. Ugh. 18%. We gotta give them breaks. We gotta give them breaks. I have to go until 12 though. 16%. If we go riot, then we go riot. I might be able to hire some additional staff if I can get some money, which so far I don't have a whole lot of money. Programs are still in place. Let's take care of the taser certification for now. We don't need it. We'll reschedule all the programs so that hopefully people fit into these slots. Yeah, workshop safety introduction could be good. Could be good. Carpentry apprenticeship, 10 people interested. Hello. Can we have that many people working there? 5. We get 5. That's good. That's good. Okay. I'm liking that. Scroll down here. Foundation education. We could turn these back on, but I'm already at a negative cash flow. Again, once we start getting exports again, that all gets fixed. But for now, we're at a really huge cash deficit. And I kind of need a loan, because if I go red, and then red, if both of these are red for a whole day, then I start getting yelled at for accounting stuff. Which, like, I can fix, because they'll tell me to take out a loan or whatever, but It is what it is. Nice try on the commands. Nice try. Still on cooldown. Still on cooldown. This is technically over the line. We want it to stay under this line, and it's technically over it. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, though. Let's take out a few of these phones. No, they're using them. We don't need this many phones. No, I don't want to dump. Dismantle. We don't need this many phones. We can take out a few of these phones. Okay, 1140 and 1150. 4% morale. And we can do all hands now. Policy. Back to breaks you go, guys. Back to breaks you go. Get back into break time. Get your food. Get your stuff. Says it's decreasing, but I got a feeling once they start taking their breaks. Please take your breaks. Please take your breaks. Why is it still decreasing? Take your breaks, damn it. Take your breaks, damn it. Take your breaks, it's 1%. Take your damn break. 100%, please. 100%. 100%. Everyone go to break. Everyone go to break, now. 1%. No, not zero. Zero's bad. Zero's bad. Go up, go up. Go up, be happy. Take a break, now. Come on now. $50% pay rise. 50% pay rise. That caused 50% pay rise. I don't have that kind of cash, man. That's a really unreasonable demand. They have 100% pay rise. Like, I'm already paying you double. Oh, this is so shitty. I paid you. I paid you. Ridiculous. I already increased it by 50%, so if it doesn't let me have it, then that's bugged. Morale's going way up again, though. Ugh, just didn't happen. It's just not in time. I'm going back down to 80% breaks, though. I need people on staff. Now, do you see why that can't happen during a riot? Can't happen during a riot. So, I'm down 16,000 a day now? The frick? Are you kidding me? That's so unreasonable. We might just lose this entirely. Taking out a loan is not going to solve my money problems. We're losing 16,000 a day. Like, look at this. Oh well, this is what it is. I saw your comment, but I'm not gonna renege on it. Just because the person who claims it says, "Oh no, I feel bad. You can do it now." No, you did it. You did it. So I will do it. That's the whole point. I'm not gonna release it just because you're like, no, you can release it now. Nope. Not how it works. Not how it works. Think about it before you do it next time, then. If that's what you're into. I don't know how to recover from this. This is a lot. This is a lot of money problems right now. Like, I'm so in the hole that I don't think I can recover from this money problem right now. And then we'll lock down the prison, which means prisoners can't get to their food. You just kept people from their food for the entire mealtime. I want you to understand that. So, we'll probably lose the prison now, I think. Most likely. Because of the money problem here. We might lose. I mean, I can get this. I offered them the 50%. That's what they demanded, so. They demanded this, and I gave them this, so They better freaking be happy. It makes no sense. I gave them what they asked for. I gave them the 50% pay rise. I offered them 50%. So the fact that they're on strike now makes no sense. I gave them exactly what they asked for. I gave them exactly what they asked for. You watched me click this button 5 times. It says it right here. I offered 50%. So that's just unreasonable. I have to load it somewhere. I don't know where I can unload this. I don't know where I can reload the prison at. I haven't saved it the entire stream. I don't know where I can reload it. Because that's clearly bugged. I offered them exactly what they asked for. 12, 11, 11. This is 13, 11, 11. I'm going to reload it from here. Then I have to watch my money, though, and I have no idea what my money was at the time. So let's see what we get. So I managed to get 37K. Hold on. Stop. I can't pause it. This is 7% morale. I have an hour left. They're going to do the strike thing anyway. But I already raised their pay 60%, you know? Like, I've already given them a 60% raise. But they wanted a 50% in addition to that. So I gave them that, and then the game said I didn't give them that. It makes no sense. I don't know how to fix that problem. I know that this right here is not accurate. Like, this right here is not accurate. Oh, chat reset. I have to reload it anyway because I need to have my money be the right balance. So we need to go with this. If you're watching this on YouTube by chance, I'm gonna leave this part in. Every time we load this prison live, I get this bonus amount of money that's dependent on the other grants that I've gotten. In this case, I get 37,000. That's why I've got so much money right now. So we have to go into the save file for that prison and offset that amount of money. So right now we have 36,308. We didn't have that. We had a negative balance. We got 37,000 when we loaded it. So what we need to do is find balance in the save file. And we find it here. And this is what my balance should be, negative 692. But for some reason, it's this. So what I have to do is every time I load this prison, I'm going to gain 37,000. So I have to take $37,000 away from this number. In this case, it's easy. I just do 37 here. And then when I get the 37,000 given to me, when I load the campaign, when I load the prison, it will then be the correct number. So I then just had to add 37,000 to this number. Save it. Wait. No, negative. I had to take 37,000 away, right? So I click this. I hit save on the save file here. We save it. And then we reload autosave. And when we do that, we should be negative 37,308 in the hole, or 632 or whatever it is in the hole. But then when I load it, I'll get 37 grand. So let's load it. And I should be negative 600 in the hole or so when this loads. There it is, negative 692. Okay, now chat just did a chat reset, which is going to allow me to put my policy back to have my guards take a break, so that's nice. So we'll do that. And we have an hour until they start to strike. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully they start taking breaks. I imagine they would, but I don't know why they're not. I am going to take a loan, so I have at least a little bit of cash. I can hire some additional staff to help them with their workload, so the people who need breaks can take them. And we have an increasing morale now. Good. Okay, there you go. Increasing morale is now going back up. They're not going to strike. We should be okay. Staff are still not being paid enough, they say, but at least we have something going for us and a little bit of cash. So that's one way you can take back what you said. Yeah, that's one way. When you do a command, even if the person that did the command, even if the person that did command is like, no, I don't want to do it anymore, it's too late. You should have thought about that before you did it. But one way you can offset it is you do the chat reset. That's one way you can do it. It did say that you had 109% and 110 somehow. Well, the game's bugged then, yeah. I mean, the game right here on screen said I gave them 50%, which is exactly what they asked for. But if it said 109 here instead of 110, then that's just a bug. I mean, I did exactly what they asked. And I'm certainly not going to give them 60% just to get that extra 1%, because there is no 1% raise button here. There's no 1% raise button, so I'm not going to do that. Take the meal quality down to medium, but let's hire a couple more cooks. So we can make sure that we have a well-stocked food in the prison here. We'll hire a few more cooks. Yes, it costs me more money, but I need people happy so that they can keep working. As long as we can keep them working, we're fine. I mean, we're making killer money. As soon as we get them working, we're making killer money. I just wish that we didn't have that temperature problem. It was like super stupid timing on the temperature problem. I mean, it could have been worse. I guess the temperature could have happened while we were under the gun, but that's just the way it goes, man. I'm still not paying them enough. We're still at a 50% morale, so there's a good chance that that command from this point on probably ends the prison. So I don't know about. Just keep that in mind, Chad. If you want to end the prison, all hands on deck is probably a good way to do it right now for the future. If you're like, hey, I want to end the prison, all hands on deck is probably the command for you at this point because it's only 50% morale. I don't know if it will actually end it. I think finance-wise it will, so I probably will override you if you use it, because finance-wise it probably will end it. If we get a good money situation, then it will probably be fine. It will really hurt my ability to expand, but it'll probably be fine if we can get good money. But right now we're not getting good money. We're making good exports now, so I'm hoping to see the balance sheet go positive here. I need this to go one more time, or for another hour. If I can get the clock to go one more hour, we can see. But I think with the exports we've managed to do today, we made pretty good money. And so I'm hoping to see this balance go up. Show me a green number, please. There it is. Cool. We have a green number. So finance-wise, we're okay. But we only have 117 guards for 336 prisoner capacity. So I need to start working on getting more staff on hand. They're short-handed. That's why we keep dying. If I got more guards, great. I know I keep saying I need more guards, but they cost me $160 a day. Each of them are costing me $160 a day, and that doesn't include the bonus that it costs me to give them body armor as soon as they're hired, plus the tasers that I have to pay for, which are very expensive as well. So this is a $500 expense, but then I also get body armor immediately too. And the body armor costs another $100. So it's a $600 hire and then $160 a day. It's very expensive to hire guards right now. That's in addition to the staff meals and stuff that I also have to pay for every single guard. So the more guards I add, the more expenses I'll have in staff needs as well. So I've been trying to keep it light, but I don't think keeping it light is working as well as it needs to. Their hygiene is terrible. It's because they're sleeping. They'll take a shower, hopefully, during the initial lockup period. Here, this is where I would hope that they take showers. One way we could solve a money problem, again, it's my last-ditch effort, but I can sell shares. I still own 100% of this facility, and I can get 107 grand by selling 10% of my prison. That would help me pay off the loan and get stable with cash. And then once I get stable with cash, I guess I could still... I guess I could get stable with cash, earn up a bank balance, and then buy those shares back. But I always have to buy them back more expensive than I paid for them. So it's an overall really loss of funds. So if I have to sell shares, I will. But I would much rather not. Let's see how we do on food today. I anticipate we do much better. I hired a lot more cooks. So I'm hoping we do significantly better on food. We have plenty of meals here. Lots and lots of meals. I have a dead dog in here still. That sucks. Woo! You forbid the storage room. You forbid the storage room. Okay. You forbid the storage room. He's just like, I just want to lose 100 pieces right now. That's all I care about. Okay. Okay, fine. Well, we got phone taps in here. There's some steel in here. Lockless door. I think this is a good room to forbid. Okay, then. But yeah, these dead bodies get hauled out by spare guards. So as we make more money and I can afford to have more staff, I can keep hiring more staff. Which means we get more idle guards, hopefully. But notice how even though I hired more staff just now, there's still no idle guards because there's so many tasks to do. My hope is, though, is that we eventually get enough staff on hand to where the bodies get moved out. So that's what I gotta work for. I gotta get enough people to get out. Okay, this guy is eligible to be executed now. He's at 6% clemency. So we'll have an execution tonight, and that should solve a huge portion of our money problems as well. Hopefully. We haven't been giving guards any tasers. I'm back. What did I miss? Rusty Rails, hi. Yeah, nearly the end of the prison is what you missed. It's very close. I mean, I did everything I could to keep them happy, but it bugged out and prevented it from being happy. So I had to reload the autosave. Not because of my not willingness. I mean, it's a live series. I can't save scum it without people knowing. That's why it's live. And I actually kind of like that. Doing things live, it creates this... I mean, I'm not going to pick on other creators or anything that don't do their stuff live, but it creates sort of this required honor system. You have to be honorable with it because you're live. You can't redo something that happened because it's live. People see it. It can go back in the VOD and look, or they can just be here and know it happened. But I clicked that button 5 times. It said 50%, and for some reason, the game didn't accept that. I went back. I was going to live through it all over again and see if it works, but then we had a chat reset, so I don't have to do I didn't have to wait the extra hour, and that ultimately led to us being fine. I think actually hiring the guards, taking out the loan, hiring those additional guards to free up those work slots and allowing more people to come in, I think that might have contributed to it too. But I think ultimately now, because we have food situations sorted out really well, like we're doing well on food. We have plenty of kitchen staff to get it working now. We have people cleaning. Yes, people cleaning. Good. Prisoners being awesome with their cleaning skills. However, there's only one metal detector here. Maybe I should put another one here. We should put another one right here. I mean, we have a guard. We have guards in here, so if they do get tagged for leaving... This is staff only, right? Yeah, they can't bypass metal detectors through here. So they're fine. They're cleaning up the place, though. I like it. I like it a lot. They're cleaning up the place nicely. What else? I think I want to change this really quick. I want to really fine tune where prisoners are allowed to go, right? Because a lot of times they're able to like work through, they're able to like pass through rooms and pick up contraband on their way. Like this right here, because they're allowed to go through here, prisoners might pass right through here, and I don't like that. So we can take the room, we can make this right here a separate room. And I can call this room in deployment. I can call this room staff only. And then prisoners can't pass through here anymore. So I could do that in a lot of different areas to make sure they don't go where I want them. I did it here. This metal detector is sitting on top of a separate room that's only staff only, so they can't come through here anymore. So that's kind of nice. And I can probably do that in other places as well. There's probably other opportunities where that's a thing. The hearse is left, some of them, that's good. We have spare guards now, we're getting idle. Some guards are getting idle, so it means that there might be opportunities for guards to start getting loading. They're starting to load the dead prisoners onto the trucks now, see? It's a lower priority task. So the lower priority tasks take place after the higher priority ones are done. So if you take a look at the task list, the jobs list, this is constantly, and people who play this game already know this, but this is this constantly updating list of every single individual job that all staff members have to do in this prison. And including prisoners who are working. So like cleaning people who are cleaning, or people who are working in the workshop. The task list all happens. And each one of these has its own internal hierarchy of which one's more important than others. And so loading bodies is always like really low priorities. Like moving dead bodies is always a really low priority. I have some videos I need to edit to catch up with. Prison Architect on YouTube, as of today, it posted right like an hour and a half before the stream, is caught up. So if you're watching this live from the beginning, you're catching it like in sync from YouTube. We're not behind, which is nice. And I need to keep it that way. I don't want people to be behind. I need to do the same thing with Mutant Year Zero. There's one more video that has to happen before the stream tomorrow. Mutant Year Zero starts or plays tomorrow. Continues this. Really cool game. I'm really enjoying that one. There's some stuff that I don't necessarily like or agree with, but it's mostly just like differences with XCOM. I just have to work through the differences. There are things I like more about how XCOM does things than I do Mutant Year Zero, but I have to remember that it's a different game, it has different rules, and I need to learn those rules. Let's see what we had for exports yesterday. I imagine it's quite a good time. I imagine it's pretty good. In fact, let's hire a couple more staff. Just hire a few more guards. And see if they'll haul. Yeah, they're starting to haul these dead bodies now. Cool. Wait, we have a loan, don't we? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I done goofed, guys. I forgot we had a loan and I took our money down to red. We have a 9.0 credit rating now. I done goofed. Let's take and sell a few of these license plates. They're not full stacks. The workmen won't move them until they're like full stacks. So I'm just eliminating things that will be exported anyway. But it's gonna give me a little cash so I can pay off that debt that I owe. I really don't want to sell. Yeah, I don't want to sell these because they're raw materials that get turned into something that's worth significantly more. I mean, aren't the dead staff on payroll still costing you? The dead staff are not costing me anything. Dead people don't accept paychecks.